Hello, everybody. Today is Friday, January 15th, and I wanted to share with you a couple news stories and relate them to some ideas that I think are very powerful from our founding fathers. I think when you can find a good quote from someone like Thomas Jefferson that relates so closely to what's going on today, it just speaks volumes about what we should do for any given problem. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is the issue of security and civil liberties. Now, a poll came out from McClatchy, a proper scientific poll, that found that 51% of Americans said it is necessary to give up some civil liberties in order to make the country safe from terrorism. And only 36% disagreed with that. Now, more than half of Americans are under the impression that it's okay to give up civil liberties to get some security. Now, a quote from Benjamin Franklin goes like this: "They who would give up an essential liberty for a temporary security deserve neither liberty nor security." So I think that answers what we should do in that situation. We shouldn't give up our civil liberties. The Bill of Rights are not to be questioned. It's how it's supposed to be. We have to follow that, and we can't give up our civil liberties. Take it from Benjamin Franklin. Now, the next thing I want to cover is you may have seen that JP Morgan released earnings, and they're going to be paying out bonuses. They're doing great. The rest of the economy is in pretty much shambles. Unemployment's terrible, no matter how they spin it. And the banks are really, they're great. And if you want to hear what Thomas Jefferson has to say about that, listen to this. "I sincerely believe that banking institutions are more dangerous than standing armies." Or, "The end of democracy and the defeat of the American Revolution will occur when government falls into the hands of the lending institutions and moneyed incorporations." Now, I think that is pretty much exactly what has happened. We are a slave to the banks. We bailed them out to the tune of billions and billions and billions, probably trillions of dollars. And the corporations are in bed with the government too. We bailed out GM. We're going to bail out the insurance companies through the healthcare plan. And Thomas Jefferson had to say, that's the end of democracy. That is, the American Revolution has been turned on its head, and we are in trouble. So, what I would say about this is when you're discussing these matters, when you're discussing, well, should we allow airport scanners? Should we allow body scanners? Is it okay to give up that liberty? Is that infringing on us? Just say what Thomas Jefferson and Benjamin Franklin said. Benjamin Franklin said we should not give that up for security. That's giving up our freedom. And if you take that powerful quote and you say, look, this is what our country was founded on, Benjamin Franklin, the guy on our $100 bill who we're supposed to revere and who founded this country, he says, no, terrible idea. It's not even close. Don't do that. And when you're talking about, well, what do you think about the banks? What do you think about the economy? Do you think we should have bailed out the banks? Which I think most people by now don't believe. You can just say, no, Thomas Jefferson said that if we do this kind of thing, if we get in bed with the banks and the corporations, that is the end of democracy. It should not be done, ever, and it is against freedom, against the American Revolution, and against what we're founded on. So if you go back and look at those quotes, they're just some great things to tell people when you're discussing these things, and I think it is just so succinct and a good way to wake people up. So that's it for me today, Friday. I hope that helped, and if you have any comments or if you found any other great quotes from the Founding Fathers or anywhere else, feel free to leave them in the comments or send me a message. I'm always glad to hear them. And thanks for watching. Have a great weekend.